Hello everyone, this is Rami. Last time we started on the quick reference guide to reading skills from the book of The Key to Arabic, Fast Track to Reading and Writing Arabic. And we explained the short vowels and Tanween. We did talk about Kasra, Damma, and of course Fatha. Today we are going to talk about the joining up Arabic letters. Arabic is written from right to left across the page. So we don't write like that from here like English, but we write from this, from right to left. نكتب من هنا. Yeah, not my best font, but yeah, because of the mouse. Anyway, we continue. So in Arabic, we have a boat-shaped letters. These boat-shaped letters are ba, ta, and tha, and fa. Alright? We have letters that with a U-shaped tiles. Like here, this is the U-shaped tile. You can look to it. For example, Seen end up with the same as Sheen, the same as Sad, the same as Dad, and Qaf, and Lam, and Noon. All of them have U-shaped tails. But of course, these are only in the insulated version and form of the letter. We have letter with trailing tails like Jim, Ha, and Kha, and Ain, and Ghain. Alright, of course, we are going to go through each one of these letters, each one of the forms, and each one of the sounds, and for each letter. Other letters excluding, I don't like to call them naughty, I will call them orphaned letters. The orphaned letters are going to be, orphaned letters are 6 orphaned letters which cannot be extended to the left and as a result should not be connected to the letters in front of them. The 6 orphaned letters are Alif, Dal, Dhal, Ra, Za, and Waw. For example, if you are going to look for Alif and Hamza, Hamza Alif plus Ba, you cannot connect them. You cannot do this, for example, because that will not be Alif anymore. That will be Lam. So this is why we are going to write down the Alif and after that the Ba. Alright? But if the Ba came first and after that came after it, Alif, since we are from right to left, as I told you, we write from right to left, it's going to be Ba plus Alif. It's going to be like this, so simple. Because Alif can be connected from the right. Alright? Same thing goes with Waw. Same thing goes with Dal. Same thing goes with all of these 6 orphaned letters. In Arabic, we also have the long vowels. The long vowels in Arabic are 3 letters of Arabic alphabet are used to lengthen the sound of the short vowels. These letters are Alif, and Alif is used to lengthen the A sound of the Fatha. So it's going to sound like A. For example, Ba and Fatha with Alif together is going to be Ba. Because Ba and by itself only, it's going to be Ba. And here is going to be Ja. And here is going to be Ra. Here is going to be Ra. But when the Alif entered here, it's going to be, and all of this is going to be Ba, Ja, Ra. This rule is so important because it's going to save you a lot of time with the upcoming lessons. There's a system. If you are going to understand that system, it's going to be so easy on you to understand how to read and how to apply it on words and sentences. Alright, let's continue with the ya. Ya is also used to lengthen the E sound of Kasra. E sound of Kasra. So it sounds like E from as in ni. So ba Kasra, ba with Kasra by itself is going to be B. When adding ya to it, it's going to be a long vowel together and it's going to be B. Here is going to be G. Here is going to be a re. Alright? If we are going to also look to the waw. Waw is used to lengthen the U sound of the Damma. This is the Damma. So it sounds like oo. So as in moon. Ba Damma is going to be boo. The Damma sound with the waw sound, they have the same sound. So it's logically to elongate this waw sound because of the Damma. So I'm going to say boo. I'm going to say ju. I'm going to say ru. All of these are only in these three long vowels, alif, ya, and waw. When alif itself is lengthened by an alif, it becomes an extra long a sound called aliful mad, which is written like this. We have a special symbol for it. Like this, aliful mad. For example, this is going to be a mim kasra mi, but there is ya after, so it's going to be ami noon. Amin. That's two mad long vowels. This is one mad and this is the second mad. Alright. When a lam is followed by an alif, there is a special way of writing it called lam alif, which looks like this. This is the same thing when I put lam and I put alif and fatha on the lam here. But we write it down like this. Alright? When the lam is preceded by another letter, like this, for example, sin, and after preceded with lam alif, it's going to have this shape. These shapes, we are going to talk more about them, don't worry. It's not like you need to grasp all, but the most important one is the long vowels and the orphaned letters, the alif, dal, dal, ra, za, waw. Now we are going to talk about sukun. Sukun is one of the easiest but one of the most challenging part of Arabic language for the beginner students, because they see like what like sukun is something that they don't understand, and I saw that in a lot of my students. So I explained it to them and it was much easier. A sukun is a small circle placed on the Arabic letter to indicate the absence of a vowel. To indicate the absence of a vowel. Absence of a vowel means there is no fatha, no damma, no kasra. Alright? So the letter on which a sukun is placed must be assimilated to slid together with the sound of that last vowel before it, even if that vowel is at the end of the previous word. For example, if we have qaf with kasra, it's going to be qi. And if we have fa with sukun, it's not going to be fa, fi, fu. It's going to be f, f. That's it. That's the fa with sukun on top of it. So it's going to be qi, f. So qif, qif. Here same thing. Na, so it's going to be nam. Here it's going to be mu, r. It's going to be mur. Here is going to be fi, r. Fir, same thing. Zur, same thing. Kam. This is so easy. The sukun is so easy, and you are going to see it with the first letter of our letter in alif and ba and ta and so on, because there's each one of them there have a sukun case. Shadda symbol is, some of my students say it's a W, but it's not a W. It's just like this symbol I told with 3 teeth. Shadda is a symbol written above the letter to show that the letter has been doubled, and therefore the sound is going to sound stronger. The short vowel are written with a shadda like this. For example, it's going to be how to read it, ummun, because it contains of u, this is the hamza and the damma, and there is mim with a sukun, and there is mim with tanween al-dam, mun. So it's going to be, instead of writing it like this, we just write it down mim like that, and we put shadda tanween on it, and that's it. So it's going to be ummun. Here's the same thing, rab, and with shadda fatha it's going to be rabba, of course making the sound stronger, rabba. Here double ra, birrin. Here is tanween al-kasr, since we are looking to this letter, to the shadda as in what, because this here is this letter, so this is it, birrin. This is the shadda with different vowels, shadda with kasra, shadda also with kasra, shadda with damma, and shadda with fatha. This system is so important, like page number 6, page number 5, and page number 4. Just read them again, and it's going to be much easier on you to put these small rules on the 28 or 27 letter that we have in Arabic. Alright? Next time, inshallah, I'm going to start with the letter Alif and Hamza, and we will talk about them. That's it for today. Don't forget to share and subscribe to my channel so you will be updated on each time that I'm going to post a new lesson about this beautiful book was made by Dr. Imran Hamzah, The Key to Arabic, Fast Track to Reading and Writing. See you next lesson, inshallah.